YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is They Are Billions. So, They Are Billions came across, actually both from Keymailer from the devs and also at the recommendation of some of my buddies. And I've dove in and I like what I see. It is a city builder strategy RTS zombie survival game. Now, normally I don't really go for the whole zombie survival genre because that usually lends itself to action or horror, and action and horror are not my cups of tea. However, this steampunk themed game is very much more strategy than action, and being that it is an RTS that you can pause and it doesn't punish you for pausing, it definitely relies more on strategy and planning than quick ultra, 5,000 APM, unit micro. This is not StarCraft 2, thank goodness. Anyway, so I think it is time for us to dive on in and take a look here. And let's see, we're going to call, I think a good name for our town, as any good town, Picklewood. Alright, so there are a number of difficulty settings here. Now, interestingly enough, first off, this game is a little on the hard side, and it is meant to be. The developers have stated that this is meant to be a game that is very difficult to win, even on easier difficulties. So I am not going to necessarily hold my breath for a ultimate victory here. That being said, we're going to give it a try at the 100%. Just to give you a little background on the difficulty, I did dial it down to 3%, just, back when I was just trying to get a hold of the game, or feel myself out for all the controls and the buildings, and I died at 3% difficulty. So, yeah, it's a difficult game, but it's like a fun kind of difficult. So, let's dive right in. The map is procedurally generated each time, so no two games are the same. That being said, you can get wonderful maps or you can get horrible maps. So the difficulty of the game is variable even beyond the difficulty slider here. Alright, and look at that. Pause. Oh, an RTS with a pause button. Right then, so here we are in our own little patch of land. The only building we start out here is the command center. This sort of is our base of operations, and if this thing dies, game over. Ultimately speaking, this is the only structure we need to worry about right here. Now, looking at the UI here, there's a couple of different resources that we need to worry about. First off, we've got 5 resources that can accumulate: gold, wood, stone, iron, and oil. We can gain these from a number of different sources, and over time they will accumulate, and obviously we have to spend them on stuff, but we can only hold so much of them. Then there are resources that don't accumulate. They're sort of set at a certain level. The amount of power we produce, the amount of food we produce, the amount of available workers, and the total population. These are, set at a certain level based on our buildings, and we can build buildings to raise it, but you don't use it up. Well, I mean, you sort of use it up. It gets spoken for, so to speak. You don't accumulate it or drain it. Now, we also start out with 5 military units here. We've got 4 rangers here and a soldier. The rangers are really fast. Their weapons are quiet, so they generally don't draw too much aggro when they attack zombies, but they're also rather fragile. Our soldier here has 3 armor and a pretty decent shotgun to his name. But he has less range and his gun is noisy, so if he attacks a group of infected, they will all come to attack him. So he's better off. He's also much slower than the Rangers, so we're going to keep him back on defense for the time being. Now, that being said, we need to explore our realm around us, and this is what I like. We can assign we can give them commands while we are paused here, because we want to see, sort of the lay of the land. Right, what we're looking for is A, resources, and B, choke points. Choke points, I would argue, are a resource into themselves, and a darn value one. Like this right here would probably be a logical choke point. Over here, oh man, lots of stone. Holy crap. Ooh, some nearby iron too. That's good. Ooh, a bigger patch of iron too.
As long as you pay me.
All right, a really, really tight natural choke over there.
Roger that.
How wide does this go? All right, we got a couple of infected over here. The map is populated with tons of these guys. This would be a narrower choke, or we could go for the wider choke and get in this big patch of iron. Decisions. Decisions indeed. Right then. Up here we've got sort of a split choke here.
You are gonna pay me for this, right?
Yeah, the Rangers. Holy crap! It's a town of doom. It's a town of doom. Okay. So this is essentially a city of the infected. These buildings will continuously spawn the damn things, and occasionally we'll get waves. So I can tell you right now, we're going to have to wall off here and hold this line, because, yeah. This is, I mean, infected will come at you from all sides, but they will more aggressively come at you from these cities until you take them out. Of course, attacking these buildings will cause oodles of them to spawn, so you don't want to attempt that till you've got the forces and the tech necessary for it. We're going to pull you back for now. And actually, here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull you back.
Great.
And we're going to have you patrol.
Okay.
This way you just keep going back and forth, and if a zombie comes nearby, she'll stop and shoot it and then go back on her route. This right here is kind of a natural choke, and I don't mind leaving the stuff outside. We've got a lot of space, and that's a good thing. And a lot of grassland, too. That is also a good thing. So I'm really kind of happy with the resource. I mean, look at all this tree line. Oh, and this gigantic patch of stone. I'll tell you the reasoning for those in just a moment. All right, so we've got this, we've got that. Mr. Soldier, why don't you go tell me what's down here? Let's see if we got a... Is this a dead end or is this a choke? It's a choke. That's fine. Whoa. No, stay away from there, buddy. Because if he were to shoot one of those guys, we get a whole swarm of them coming out this way. That would be bad at this juncture. All right, so that is a natural choke here. Depending on whether or not I want to take the riskier move here or not, I'm going to have her pull back here and just go here because we're not building anything yet.
Yes.
And that's my first tip to you, is identify your choke points, and until you can actually get static defenses going, get your units there on patrol. She doesn't need to patrol so much. Well, I guess she could patrol. You just basically patrol the line where you eventually want a wall. Yeah, you've got here, so you,
Commander? All right.
Actually, since there's guys here, if one of them wanders up, I don't want him to fire. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him go there and have her do the patrolling. Because if she takes a pot shot, she's going to probably draw in just the guy she shoots at, not everybody, because Rangers...
I hope you're not wasting my time.
Rangers are generally silent. See, watch. Bink. See, all the others are oblivious, and it's just this one guy, and she can take him out, and then she goes back. If that was him, they'd all come running. So, yeah.
You again? Yes.
All right, and the reason why we're doing this is, even though there's no undead here yet, they can come wandering in, and if they get into your housing, that can be very bad. All right, now, speaking of housing, this is not, I've been doing all my exploring and my military stuff, but we've got some economy to build here. Darn it. And we've got some resources to plan and tap. Now, if you are going back to my previous knock on StarCraft, though, there is a StarCraft 2 mechanic, actually StarCraft 1 too, and that is, well, essentially energy radius. Every building has to be built within the range of either your command center or a Tesla tower. And we can see here how far out our command center's energy radius goes, but you can extend that through these Tesla towers, aka the pylons. And you need to do that in order to just be able to expand anywhere. And even stuff that doesn't require electricity needs to have that stuff built. All right, so let's get our housing down, because housing generates both colonists for workers, so that we can use them in other buildings, and also money in the form of taxes. The more colonists you have, the more taxes they pay, the better for, well, everyone. Now, I think I'm going to, one thing you want to do is you want to designate your housing districts nice and early, because there's some centralized buildings that you're going to want to plan out. So I think we're going to go like here. Yeah, your initial house here is your initial housing options here are just tents. But you, as you research tech, you will be able to build bigger and better houses. Now, another thing we've just run into is, as we build houses, we use up our food. So we need to build things that will give us additional food. Now, in the early game, our two food options are hunter cottages and fishermen's cottages. Fishermen cottages you build next to water, and based on the number of water spaces in their radius, they will give you bonuses. So here, and it'll tell you exactly how much food you're about to get. So if we build one, like, say, right here, we'll get 14 food. That's not bad at all. So we'll build one there. We could go build one down here, but we need the Tesla. And now, Hunter's Cottages gives you food based on tiles that are inside a forest and grassland tiles. 14 food, 17 food. There we go. Beautiful. And then once we get some more gold up here, we're going to want to build a sawmill, because that's how we're going to get our lumber income. And lumber is very important in the early game. So those all start building. And this is what I like. You could pause the game, plan out your stuff, and then unpause it when you're ready for the action to continue on here. And then once these finish, we'll have more food. We'll be able to build more tents, get more population. Yep, see, she's just sitting here. Oh, I never put you to the patrol.
All right.
All right, I'm feeling pretty safe here.
Attention. Building completed.
So now you can see our gold per tick income has increased. Now, the one thing we want to be careful with, these tents, see that little yellow line on the tents? That's the infection bar. If a zombie starts attacking the tent, yeah, the structure's gonna take a little damage, but that's not what you're worried about. If someone just destroys the tent, that doesn't really matter. What matters is that infection bar. As the zombie does damage to this, that infection bar depletes. When it runs out, that tent becomes infected, and the tent's entire population turns into zombies and immediately spills out of it and starts attacking the rest of the colony. This can cause gigantic chain reactions and cause you to lose the game very, very quickly, as your own population is zombified and turned against you. This is why we must be very careful to protect our squishy innards, so to speak. Because, the minute they take an inch there, it can cascade. So we have to be careful. That's why I set up my patrols first before I even built my tents, just to make sure we were pretty secure here. Right then. And, all right, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, yeah, we can get a, you just want to build as many of these as we can. All right, perfect. And that's used up the rest of the food. So all the extra food these things guys have started producing for us have now been spoken for. What do we need? Oh yeah, the sawmill. We need to save up some gold. we're back. Sorry about that. Alright, so, yeah, we're getting all these up.
Building completed.
You know, now that I think about it,
Orders.
I may...
I
Oh!
present your mayoral candidates.
Alright, let's see here. So, one of the things we can do here is, we can, every so many population points, you get a new mayor. Each mayor, and what you're offered is random, but each of them comes with its own, with their own sort of, what should I say? Their own benefits, and you always get 2 to pick from. So, one is we get a free quarry, which will allow us to start getting stone. We have some heaping piles of stone, but that being said, we don't necessarily need to get stone going right this second. On the other hand, wood reserves 30. That's not a bad idea. Now, one thing I do happen to know is that a quarry costs 30 wood plus a few other things, a little smattering of gold, if I'm not mistaken. So on a pure material wise, the quarry would be the correct choice. On the other hand, do I want to start getting the wood reserve so I can start getting walls up? That's the real question here. These aren't particularly powerful abilities. I've seen some crazy good ones out there, but we'll be getting our thing. You know what? Because we have the town of Dune up there, we're going to take the 30 wood, so we can get started on our stuff now. Oh, we need gold to get our stuff there. Yeah, because we need even though wood walls aren't electrified, you still need Tesla towers up there to be able to build them. So we'll build one up there. And of course I keep spending down the thing to be able to build my sawmill.
Tell me.
Anyway, yeah. We'll shuffle our guys around just a moment. As soon as that is built, and as soon as we get our next tick of money, I think we'll be in good shape. Now, just like with the trees, the more trees that are in the location of your sawmill, the more productive it will be. Let's actually wait for that to finish.
Completed.
Let's see, 10 wood, 9 wood, 8 wood, 11 wood. Boy, that would be 15 wood if we can swing that, but that's... Well, we need another Tesla coil to pull that off properly. 13 wood, but 15 wood. 15 wood would be beneficial and add up over a long period of time. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do that. It'll sit right behind our walls here, so we're going to need another Tesla tower. And it'll delay our stuff here. I'm glad we went with the wood person. Alright, we are only at 2 food. We also didn't get any freebie resources, so we are going to need to get into quarrying in the semi-near future. Yeah, 300 gold is the other cost here that we would have saved on top of the 30 wood. I mean, we could use the 30 wood there to build that, but then that would kind of defeat the purpose of me taking the wood lady. So yeah, I think it's better just to get these walls up now. Just because. In fact, you know what we can do is, yeah. One tower right here should cover the whole lot. So we can start building that. Now the tower by itself doesn't do anything, but what it does do is it gives our guys some extra range and also protects them from attacks so long as the tower doesn't fall.
Building complete.
Okay, we got that. Now we can get our sawmill in that sweet 15 spot. Boom. Beautiful. And now we can also start throwing down some walls. You can go up to a double layer of walls, obviously. We're going to want a single layer of them up and running first. And it might seem like we're pretty broke, but this is actually kind of what you want to be doing. You want to be spending, you don't want to be sitting on piles and piles of resources. You want them built into things, useful things. Now, I am going to be hesitant to put somebody in that tower, and I just realized nobody can get into that tower because this thing's in the way. I mean, they'll have to go around, which is annoying. I guess what we could do, we could make this actually a gate. Yeah. We'll build a gate. That way people can pop out and the gate is just about as well defended as the walls themselves, but that way we can get people around and into the tower when the time comes to populate it. Now, the one thing I don't want to do is put someone in the tower right now, because they'll probably get range on this building and start shooting the building, and that will inspire the building to spawn a ton of zombies that we are not exactly prepared for at the moment. Right then, you know, one other thing that we might want another sawmill. 2 sawmills going at the same time is generally a good idea. Why is that not too close to other buildings? That would be a better thing. And then this one's too close to the other ones, so this would be an ideal spot. We could also go down here. But this is more defensible. I hate to pop this, but I will, because I need that spot for the sawmill. I know we're going to be food negative for a little bit. And then we just rebuild this. Slightly over. And actually, we could probably build another one over here. Yeah. Because the hunters' lodges and the sawmills don't fight for territory with each other. I know we're negative 15 food. I don't think there's any, like, you know, starvation, you know, events or anything like that. All right, we got our tick of 15 wood. This is why I'm glad we held out for the higher tick thing here. All right, we got our wooden gate here. And then a few more wooden walls. Like so. And again, still not going to be putting anyone in that tower until we're good and ready. And we're still going to be patrolling along here.
Attention. Building completed.
This better be good.
And actually, why don't you,
Yes.
yeah, patrol back and forth there. That way, if there's any infected that come around there. All right, we got our food supply back up. And actually, we went back to food positive, so we can build more of these. Now, where am I going to be putting my bank and such? I think I'm going to put a little avenue this way so people can get around our stuff here. All right, and we're back down to our food limit. That's fine. All right, here's what we're going to do.
Ready and waiting. Understood.
This soldier is going to... This is probably where our heaviest fighting is going to take place.
You again.
So our soldier is going to go there. You are going to go down there. Because, yeah. Now my question is, so it gives you a +2 range, and his range is 5. Let me see something that allows me to see tiles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. If we put that soldier in that tower, he can start shooting that. And yeah, we don't want to quite provoke them yet. I mean, if they start coming to us, he can shoot over the wall. He doesn't need to be in the tower. The other thing I could do is maybe put the tower back one. Like put the towers here and here, and then just make that a piece of wall so we're not quite so close. Yeah, I'll keep it as is now. Ooh, I'm building up a lot of wood. Okay, good. A lot of wood is a good thing, because now we can start walling off the other parts of our stuff. And actually, before we do that, let's get a quarry. And before we do that, let's get a Tesla tower. Because that spot right there will be ideal. And we could probably get one on the other side of this gigantic patch of stone. So we could have all the stone income we could ever want.
Oh, more orders.
Yes, more orders. Is it just me, or does she sound like a sassy Leela from Futurama? That's the kind of vibe and voice I'm getting. I mean, like Leela's voice with like Bender's personality.
Waiting on orders. Come on.
Yeah, we don't want you too close, buddy. But just in case somebody decides to, actually, you know what? I'll set you.
Let's go.
I'll set you to patrol.
Attention. Building completed.
Okay, we're back. Sorry about that again. Alright, so we've got that up and running. We can get our quarry up and running. Only 4 stone? That's more like it. 5 stone. And that'll use up some of our wood since we've been building up so much of it. We could also build one over on the other side and also get 5. So we can get a really healthy stone income from this gigantic patch. That's 5 income per tick. Now that seems like peanuts compared to wood, but that's on purpose. Stone is harder to obtain than the others. All right, we're short on energy, short on food. Let's get some energy. So energy comes, at least initially, in the form of these mills. Yeah, we don't want to build too close up here because that kind of this is going to be where our defensive stuff is going to be put. So let's put a mill here. That will give us our energy, and we can continue building houses for more money and economy and other good stuff. This will also start getting us stone so we can start building a troop training center so we can actually make more troops. At the moment, we have no ways of making more troops. Yeah. Dwelling of Doom. Tavern of Doom.
Attention. Building complete.
Okay. I may want to wall off down here. Alright, we've got our mill and our stuff done here, but we are short on food. So, let's take a gander further down. Now, if we wanted more wood, we could certainly get it here. That being said, we don't need more wood at the moment. But, what we can do is we can tap this area for a couple of hunters' lodges once we space them out enough from each other. So that will allow us to grow our population all the more. We could also push down further here. But I also, well, yeah, let's keep walking our Teslas to start extending our range properly. Yeah, we need one more Tesla out here in order to a couple of guys over there, in order to properly wall this section off. And potentially, I'm still on the fence if I want to go for a bigger wall in order to encapsulate this iron deposit, because that'll be useful later, not so much right now. We could use more resources. Once these are done, we can start building up walls down here. Especially down here, because there's a lot of guys already sitting here. So a tower plus some walls would make me more comfortable.
Attention. Building complete.
There we go. Okay. And that way she doesn't have to run back and forth. She can just do this. And I don't need to go out that way. In fact, since there's already a bunch of guys here, I think I'm going to go straight for the double hull. You can do things. You can do walls up to 2 things thick. So that will work out nicely for us there. You can also pop a tower right here. We'll do the walls later, but sometimes a tower by itself is enough for a unit to hold an area, even if you don't specifically seal off the area. Part of me really wants to move the tower back a little bit, but it'll be a lot stronger once we get some more troops in here that we could actually start reinforcing it. Do we want the wood workshop? The wood workshop is what's going to allow us to tack up a bit. No, actually, I know what we want. Now that we have all this food, we can continue popping our tents here. I'm going to want to avoid building on this grassland here because this is going to be some fantastic farmlands. If you have big fat patches of grasslands, you want to save that for farms. Little nibs of grassland, yeah, those you can build on without too much guilt. Just nibble away at them a little bit. Yeah, and actually, like putting a market over here and a bank over here or something like that might be good. So we could go like up like this. All right, well that's got all our food spoken for, so that's fine right by itself. We'll get a bunch more income and a bunch more workers. Yep, see, this is why we kept them on patrol. One guy was about to wander in, and if he made it all the way in unchecked and started gnawing on a tent and you didn't get to him fast enough, that could be game over. One zombie can spell you game over. Aha. All right, so now we can get her in there, because I'm okay with her plucking away a little bit more aggressively. Yeah, let's get this down here so we can fortify that spot. Let's get this over here so we can fortify that spot. We could also get a quarry on this little bits and piece of iron here, but I really kind of want to hold out for that. And you can go in there. Hopefully she doesn't attract too many. But that's why we have the walls there. Alright, well those are about to finish, so we'll be able to spend our wood income. Until you get a market, if you just cap off on stuff, that's just wasted material. So you always want to be spending. Do something like this. Actually, for you, let's get a gate, because we do want to eventually want to get up and leave this area to push out. Also, might not be a bad idea to double hull these walls.
Attention. Building completed.
Alright, we got the Tesla towers up. Ooh, and we've got our 20 stone, which means we can get this once we get enough gold, our soldier center. This is what allows us to recruit more soldiers. So I'm going to put a little quick pause on the wall building until we get this thing built. One more tick of gold should make it happen for us. There we go. Beautiful. Again, we're going to want to keep some space back here for defenses, so we'll build you right here. There we go. You know what? All right. You know what? I've made an executive decision that that's just a bad tower spot. That's going to get replaced with a section of wall, and yeah, that's exactly where the tower needs to go, right there. Because that way I can park the soldier in there. He'll be able to fire enough to get at the walls, but he's not going to start plinking away at the buildings. And then in the meantime, we can double hull these. Beautiful. And then along here we can get some more defenses. Although that would kind of block people's ability to walk in there. Well, I'll figure it out later. Alright. Oh, yeah. Let's get a tower right here. And a tower right here. Both of those should be able to cover these areas.
Attention. Building complete.
Beautiful. Rangers are what we want to get in the early game because they require only 2 wood, 1 worker, and 120 gold, whereas soldiers require iron and also use up some of your food upkeep. So for that reason alone, Rangers are much better in the early game. Alright, I think the next thing we're going to want to save up for is our actually, can we? Oh yeah, we're out of food.
My bow and arrows are ready.
Have I done everything I could with food? No, I have not. Let's get our fish on. 12. Well, we can put this down here, which would give us room to put one up here, too. They're both mediocre, but they in tandem, they give us some great benefits. Yeah, then once we get farm tech up here, we'll be able to utilize that to get some serious food going.
This better be good.
Alright, you can go in there, and you can go in there.
This better be good.
Yeah, see, she's holding her own here just fine. And again, we want to make sure it's the nice and quiet one, otherwise everybody aggroes. Now here, only a few aggro at a time, and she can handle that.
Orders, sir.
Alright, now the real test. Do you start shooting? No, you don't.
What's
Good.
up? Any infected around? My bow and arrows are ready.
Ooh, we are capped at wood, so let's spend. Spend. Oh, we don't need gates. When you do diagonals, you can kind of get away with a little bit more in terms of reinforcing walls. And more often than not, it seems diagonals work a bit better.
Attention. Building completed.
And with those coming online, we can go back to doing housing. Another argument would be to put them down here, but no, that uses up more stuff than I'm willing to. Actually, not there. That's the other thing. If you build a building while paused and then just cancel it, you get the full refund as long as you haven't unpaused. Yeah, there we go. Uses less green space. And that uses up all our food. Excellent. And you want to make sure you seal yourself off from all directions.
They are attacking the colony defenses.
Whoops. And that's why. We might want to build another tower over here and double up, just to get the sheer freaking volume going. Oh yeah, you can, this is a repair all button when stuff gets damaged. You can't repair stuff when it is actively being attacked or if zombies are too close to it, but...
My bow and arrows are ready.
You can if the walls have been left alone. The other reason why I'm fortifying, well, everywhere, even though this place has been pretty quiet, is when you get your hordes, you don't know what direction they're coming from. And you're only as strong as your weakest place of defense. I mean, granted, you might get lucky, and they might attack you at one of your stronger points. But there's no
What do
guarantee.
you want now?
Alright, let's get another tower here. This right here can be a defense building, so we can actually, even though it's a little bit less suboptimal, we can get one over here. Right over here.
My bow and arrows are ready.
Alright, this tower is all full, so this one we'll get her. Alright, we're at 40 stone. We could actually get our our warehouse. Now, the warehouse is an interesting beast. It allows you to boost the resource income for buildings built near it. And that can be pretty darn powerful if you place things right.
My bow and arrows are ready.
This right here would boost our food and whatnot. And we'd also, if we put it over here, it would boost that and countless other things. So this might be a good spot for it. Although, isn't this where I was going to put my bank and my market? I think it was. The other thing we might do is we might just bore out a center right here and just, demolish some tents and put our bank and market there. We are going to need to expand and get a second housing district, but right here might be a good candidate for that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send these two out that front gate and just do a little more exploring. Just to see what I can see.
Straight to the heart. Okay.
Yep, see, now the town's starting to spawn some guys. Alright, this is a fairly thickly held area, but...
Gotcha. Whatever you say, as long as you pay me.
Hey, you got all that down there. That's fine. This is actually a really good spot for a second housing district. Once we clear out all the zombies, of course. Yeah, I know. Here's what we're gonna do. They'll come chase us. And now we'll have three archers here in this tower. We're gonna have a bigger horde now coming in, but there's now gonna be 3 of them. So they'll be able to handle the influx. And that'll actually clear out some of the undead wandering around there. So in a way, some aggressive pruning is worth the effort. Get 4 of them. We are full up on stone and that, so let's get our warehouse. What do we need here? Oh, we need energy. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, we'll put you there. These guys can still get through there, right? Yes, they can. You want to be careful to leave pathways within your town in case your units need to move within themselves. Because if you got all your forces, like say at the north, and there's a horde that's coming at you from the south, you're going to want to adjust your defenses accordingly. There we go. Start thinning their numbers.
My bow and arrows are ready.
And,
You are going to pay me for this, right?
and exactly, yeah, it looks like they're going to be a little bit more aggressive coming this way. Alright then. Right. Oh yeah, we're waiting for that to finish building. So we'll get that. We'll get our warehouse. And I think I will. And I think I will actually bore a center hole into my housing district here. Or actually these two, maybe right here, might be a good candidate for it. Of course, so might the warehouse. Decisions. I wish you can't, unfortunately, but I wish you could move your command center. Because that would be ideal. Alright, so that was completed. We could also do the wood workshop, which I do kind of need to get started on researching stuff for. Actually, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do the wood workshop for the moment. Man, I'm running low on room here. I don't want to put it there because that's a really good second stone spot. And this is a good farming tile, sort of. Eh. Yeah, we definitely need the more room, so we're going to need to clear out that, or we can clear out this this town here once we get enough soldiers. Now, one thing we can do is suspend production of that until, because we don't really have any means of. Oh, actually, once we get wood, we can get the warehouse as well. Because this right here would be a decent warehouse spot because it would boost our future farms, but we could also boost, actually if we put it right here, it would boost the stone, it would boost our eventual iron, it could boost these, so many choices.
My bow and arrows are ready.
But I found generally boosting your food is generally the better bet. Actually, we can boost a whole bunch of different things. Yeah, it also doesn't help that this is a big honkin' building. Well, this would take up what would otherwise be. Grasslands. I know I usually don't have the curse of having too many grasslands. I don't think I'll be able to. That'll be taking up the prime market location here. We put you down here, and it doesn't really boost that many things. It boosts a couple food buildings. But we can get more. We can get more items around here boosting. Well, actually, no, not really. If we bring it up here. See, bringing it up here would give us all the wood, but like I said, it would. Well, we could always nibble away at that. Because here, it would give us our wood income. We'd get insane wood income. It would boost our stone. It boosts 1, 2, 3 different food buildings. And yeah, this would be pretty good. It could even boost the some of that iron up there in the corner if we were so inclined. if we could scooch it down a smidge-a-meter, we could get, oh, we could get like so many more things. We got you down here. Oh man, that would be so sweet. I mean, I think I'm willing to make the sacrifice here, just for the placement of it. Like right here, we get 2 more food buildings. We get that stone. We get the food buildings up there, and oh man, we'll find a place for our market. But I think this warehouse is going to give us more bonuses than the market could provide us temporarily. Don't get me wrong, the market's really freaking important because that boosts gold, and all of these other things don't equate to gold. But it will give us resources really fast. And actually now that means we can turn this back on once we get enough workers. We don't have enough workers because we smashed up some houses. Right then. Well, where are we going to be putting our market? I mean, we could put it like here and build the housing districts in this area. I hate to stomp on the farmlands over here, though. But that might not be a bad idea. There we go. Yeah, we're about to get a huge boost of food.
My bow and arrows are ready.
Once this thing, because it will be boosting all of these different food buildings at once.
You again.
Yeah, you guys get over here. Beautiful.
Attention. Building completed.
Alright, let's see here.
Attention. Building
Oh, finally. What to research first? I mean, farms will be immediately useful, but we're gonna need to clear out more space in order to build houses to make use of all that food. We could research cottages. Cottages will allow us to upgrade our houses, our tents to cottages, which hold more people per square inch. And since space is of a premium, I think that's a good idea. And once again, our wood is at max. We're going to be burning through this wood. Also, the other thing is, once this finishes up, we'll be able to hold more materials. Yeah, you can go back online there. Now that we have burnt through some of our stone. Let's see, is there any place that needs more reach? I mean, we could put something out to here. We put one of these out here. I know it's exposed and vulnerable, but then that'll allow us to put a forward tower. We put our guys out into the tower, and then they start shooting guys and clearing the area. Because again, this is where we kind of want to expand to. And yeah, that warehouse, look at that. Our food just went up by 15. Where previously it was 0. We are getting 30 wood per tick. We are getting 6 stone per tick. So it just boosts everything across the board. What I'm holding my breath for is the freaking, oh, we need more workers, don't we? Yeah, I'm glad we're getting this cottage tech going. Because I think that and then farms will allow us to just start upgrading here. I know it's usually more efficient to build more tents than it is to upgrade them to cottages. But given our space concerns and layout at the moment, I think it might be better to do that otherwise. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab our soldier here. We're actually going to make use of the fact that he makes noise. We want him to make some noise.
That will be easy.
And what we're going to do is we're going to come out here and we're going to have him take some pot shots, get a whole bunch of them pissed off, and then retreat him back to here, and then
Attention. Technology
there we
research.
go. That got some attention, and now he goes back in there. We get a bunch of them coming over here. Okay, cottage has been gotten, so it is time for us to upgrade. We got 3 upgraded. What's holding us back? Food, of course. All right, once he finishes that, then we bring him back out.
Come on. Bring him on!
Attention. Building completed.
Attack!
There we go. And now get out of there. We are going to want to keep him handy, depending on if we get some more concentrated attacks from somewhere. Also, now that we finished that research, we can get farming. Get some more rangers here. And we are probably going to need another thing of power soon. But we're also going to need more workers. We're going to need to upgrade them. So there's a sort of a chain reaction here. And we do have prodigious amounts of stone available to us because this one's already giving us 6. And if we put another one here, that will also give us 6. And there's room for it. I made sure to leave it some. Now, one of the other things you need to get your market is 200 colonists. You cannot build it before then. All right, enough of this farting around. Why don't you guys all come on out and start saying hi.
Ready.
We'll put you on hunt. And we'll keep a closer eye on them. Yeah, that lumber. We need more workers. And for that we need farms. Have we finished farms? No, we haven't finished farms yet.
My bow and arrows are ready.
All right, we're making some good progress here. I think one thing we can do, since it would be worth it to spend the stuff here, is let's put a tower there, because that's a natural choke. And let's get another thing here, because that's a natural choke. And then that'll give us this whole open area. Oh, no, we don't split up. We don't split up. Alright, we got executives.
Attention. Technology research.
Infected executives, yes. They're actually a oops.
Sorry, sir. I was cleaning my weapon.
Actually, yeah, let's not retreat, because we gotta save that thing. Are you gonna help him out or not? Come on. Thankfully, your units will heal themselves over time.
Ready.
Alright, we got farms. How far does that... just barely doesn't reach. It's still worth it to build them here. That will give us honey bunches of food right there.
Commander?
Yeah, this will definitely be our second housing district here. And actually, I think I might put the market right over here. And they did destroy my thing here.
Bow and arrows are ready.
So,
Is everything okay?
oh, for Pete's sake. Oh, hey, a ranger has become a veteran. Excellent. All right, let's see here. Yeah, these things are going to come up soon. Oh yeah, let's get researching. The market! The market! Oh boy.
Near the colony. They are approaching from the north.
Okay then, well,
Any infected around?
you're going to go right back where you were. Who's our veteran?
Wait, what? You again? A new task.
Oh. Oh, you're our veteran. Well, our veteran needs to be up there. We'll send you.
Attention.
Oh,
Building
there we
completed.
go again. Gotcha.
We're going to get one of you out. Now, one of the tough things here is, now they're coming from the north. The only real point that they could really attack us from the north is here. Now the problem with that, at the moment anyway, is that the horde is going to sweep through the Doom Town here, and that's going to inspire the Doom Town to spawn some more guys. Alright, so, and we got this whole bunch of people here.
That's right.
Attention. Building complete.
Alright. Ooh. Well, that is another potential avenue of attack, depending on how far over to the west they are. It could be over here. Thankfully, our forces and our defenses are more mobile than anything, so we're going to want to keep a very close eye on that icon. And thankfully, since they're so mobile,
Our buildings are being attacked.
yeah, that one's forfeit. I'll repair those later. We have bigger fish to fry right now.
He is succumbing to the infection.
Oh, stop it. We lost one building. That's not going to chain reaction ourselves to death. Here comes a group of them up here, but yeah, I think they are going to hit us up here.
Break into the buildings. Technology research finished.
Okay, we are going to want to get another one of these up and running. And speaking of defenses, well, we already spent all our money. Yeah, let's get the spike trap. Yeah, they're definitely coming through here and disturbing some of the natives here. So yeah, this is all from the town. Soon we will get the wave proper. Here's the wave. But like I said, thankfully our stuff is pretty well sated, at least for the first wave here. Oh, they're doing damage to the walls, don't get me wrong. But I think we have enough firepower here to fend them off. Again, this is a more concentrated first wave because they went through the town and aggroed a bunch of people and just basically said, hey, join the party! We've got fun and games. But thankfully we have enough arrows to counter their fun and games. And yeah, they're going to keep pelting us for a while, but at least the wave itself, as you can tell from the music going back to normal, the wave itself is done. This is just all This is all just a tantrum from the town.
The walls are under attack.
Woohoo! Yeah, not so much with that, thank you very much. We'll need to keep our forces here a little bit more.
Technology research.
At least until this cools off. We are at day 15 of 100. And the waves and the attacks are only going to get worse. You can't just sit on your laurels, turtle up, and hope for the best. You got to keep expanding economically, which is what our next bit of expansion over here is going to be all about. But in addition to expanding, let's get in some upgrades. Ooh, 5 of them. That'll help us out.
They are attacking the colony defenses.
Yeah, these guys are still doing their thing. We are eventually going to have to take these damn things out, but I think we're going to need snipers first. They can help us out. We just need to get the gold for that. But to get the gold...
Building completed.
Alright, you know what? The guys in our towers here are probably going to be able to handle all this just
They
fine.
are trying to break through.
Oh! They're throwing special infected at us already. Really? These fat guys, infected chubby, have 600 freaking hit points. So needless to say, they are a beast to take down. They are certainly not that common. But yeah, they just took out our first layer of walls. Yeah, we're going to need to stay here. 'Cause, yeah... Why are we getting chubbies?
Buildings are being attacked.
And there goes that again.
Our defenses are being attacked.
Oh, oh my, oh my, oh my. That's not good. Why are they sending chubbies in already? Crap. This might be a short second episode, folks. Where do we have? I mean, I want to leave token defenders on our other locations here. And here I thought we had a handle on things. It's this chubby guy. This guy is taking so long to kill that they aren't able to kill all the normal infected. And here comes another fat guy. Oh God. Boy, I cut last episode a little bit too short there. Yeah. That's going to be falling soon. Why are they sending chubbies at me already? Are they seriously going around to attack? Oh, these zombies are dumb.
The walls are under attack.
Of course, that might not do any good for me here. Yeah. We were fine until they sent out the chubbies. And these guys got through. And as soon as they pop that, that causes more infected to spawn, which causes more infected to... Oh God, we are so dead. We are so dead.
They are trying to break through.
Oh my. Well, I thought this was going to be a multi-part series, but not quite, not so much. And there goes the warehouse, and this is what I was talking about, the whole cascade effect. Once they're in, you're pretty much screwed.
Our soldiers are in trouble.
Oh boy. And once they eat all the things and convert all your citizens to zombies, it's only a matter of time before they go after our command center. Well, alright then. See, this is why this is a Pinstar plays and not a strategy and tactics.
They are attacking the colony defenses.
Yeah. Oops. Well, that was fun. Yeah. That was They Are Billions. It is a difficult game, but not an unfairly difficult game. Just you make mistakes and you learn from them. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more, well, I already did that. I'm probably going to be editing these two together because I'm not going to do a 5-minute video. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya.